E. Michael Jones lost. And then E. Michael Jones kept referring to these different categories of existence, such as essence and existence, or maybe I should say categories of human experience. And he refers to things as if there's a truth, and at no one moment does he say, "it appears to me." He never qualifies it with a subjective admission where he says, "it's just my opinion," but it doesn't come out that way at all. It's very dogmatic. It's like, this is the truth. And I think that's where E. Michael Jones is not even being a scholar, despite the fact that he is always referencing books and a tradition and specific events in history in a very erudite way. In the end, his dogmatism is anti-scholarship. He is standing on dogma first and foremost, and he will not budge, and he will not budge. How can you have a debate? It's not a debate at all. It's a storming of the citadel, which is E. Michael Jones. And Adam Green laid out his armies at the foot of the tower and said, "This is what we have to tear you down." And E. Michael Jones said, "Your armies mean nothing because God is on my side." And then to continually tell Adam Green that he just didn't understand, as if there's a level of understanding that is required and at which point one will necessarily agree with E. Michael Jones. That's not a manner of debate at all.
I debate fundamentalist scholars and apologists fairly regularly, and it's often frustrating. I'd like to hear your stance about whether these debates have any value. I believe I know what it is, and it's very interesting.
I think that the net effect of these is to lend legitimacy to fundamentalist scholars, because it looks as if we are taking them seriously as colleagues and peers, whereas in fact their assumptions are so fundamentally different from what I would think of as true and honest critical scholarship. I mean, all of their decisions and all of their positions are predictated by their conservative theology. And I'm really worried that the net effect of these, people like you and me debating with them is to lend them a credibility that they really don't deserve. So I have a lot of reservations about these debates.
E. Michael Jones just descended into the worst possible level of chicanery and insult and dogma, and evinced a completely anti-scholarly method of responding to Adam Green's assertions. And I don't believe I would even qualify Adam Green's assertions as attacks. I don't believe that's the case. I believe, my sense at this point is that Adam Green is genuinely trying to seek out the truth. I think E. Michael Jones went through a process like that in the past and hit upon this dogmatic view, or let us say this narrative. He found all the evidence that he needed, and in the end it solidified to a point where it became dogma, and he is nothing more or less than a witness of the truth now. He is Johnny Appleseed with the good news, and he's disseminating his message far and wide and going on a lot of shows. I always wonder, is he trying to sell books or is he trying to save the world? But I think a lot of his ideas relating to what Adam Green was asking him are difficult to defend, and in some cases are completely beyond the pale. And so E. Michael Jones feels very safe standing up there on that narrative, on the Catholic Church, its 2,000-year-long tradition, etc. And I don't believe there is any need for him to further exercise reason or rationality. He's put all the pieces together. We don't know anything. We are arriving at conclusions from day to day. And my opinion, even in this moment, is going onto a video that is going to be posted on this date. And 2 years from now, I may be saying something entirely different. And that's what you should expect from everyone. E. Michael Jones's opinions should be evolving in some way. And I have to say, I don't think Adam Green won because he was really only asking questions. He was asking E. Michael Jones, well, do you believe? Well, is it true? He didn't really present his own refutation. After that, it just became a kind of, you could say, badgering of E. Michael Jones, but prove it, prove it, prove it, etc. Even at one point saying, prove that God exists, or prove that God has this power, etc. And I agree with E. Michael Jones that that's not the relevant line of questioning by which to understand E. Michael Jones's beliefs.